What's up, guys? We are here with the seventh shelf of my drama section now. We start with Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. I got this at a Goodwill for $2, and was actually pleasantly surprised. It was a good, solid movie, and I was unaware that Ron Howard directed it until I picked it up. So I'm not a huge Nicole Kidman fan, but she did really well in this movie. Then we have Concussion with Will Smith. Another very solid movie for Will Smith. Not a huge success at the box office, but still a very solid, true story. About the effects of concussions in sports and the lengths that, leagues were willing to go to cover it up. Then we have The Young Victoria. This was a blind buy at a Goodwill. Wasn't really expecting, anything out of this movie as far as what it was going to be like. I mean, I saw a trailer in another movie that I had watched, so I thought it would be worth a pickup, and it was okay. I'm an Emily Blunt fan, but I mean, it wasn't like, go out of your way, pick this up right now kind of thing, at least for me anyway. But still a solid watch if you haven't seen it before. Then we have Down to You with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Julia Stiles. Love Julia Stiles. This was Freddie Prinze Jr. when he was in his prime. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was Freddie Prinze Jr.'s best movie, nor was it Julia Stiles. I don't know, their chemistry just kind of seemed off. But it's an okay movie. Worth checking out if you haven't seen it before. And we have a classic, The Man Without a Face with Mel Gibson. Great movie. Very, very underrated in my opinion. One of his better movies, actually, now that I think about it. Very, very enjoyable. Showed that Mel Gibson had great range. Great director as well. Then I've got Lincoln. Not a Daniel Day-Lewis fan, but he did really well in this movie. I will give him that. Great solid movie. It looked like $1 million on the screen. Amazing cast. Way better than The Conspirator or whatever, which was kind of in the same time period with the assassination of Lincoln. This was way better. Then we have Primary Colors with John Travolta and Emma Thompson. I wasn't expecting this to be horrible, and I was very, very wrong. This is very, very good. I loved this movie. Amazing cast, very creative, very well done. If you have not seen this movie, you for sure have to check this one out. You won't be disappointed. Then we have Love Don't Cost a Thing with Nick Cannon and Christina Milian. This one was also pleasantly surprisingly good. Neither of these two can really act very well, but they did very well in this movie. Steve Harvey also did well in this movie. So, I mean, it's one of those movies that not a lot of people have seen, but if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Then we have Noelle. This is kind of like Crash, one of those multi-angled, storylines coming together, all of them intertwined kind of thing, kind of like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve. This obviously was made a lot, before that. What year was this one made here? 2005, so definitely before those. But yeah, it's worth checking out. I don't think it's as good as those ones, but it's still worth a watch. Then we have A Civil Action with John Travolta. I remember watching this as a kid in the theater. Obviously, I didn't really know what was going on, but it seemed a lot better back then than when I rewatched it. Now that I rewatched it, it's kind of a slow-moving movie. I love John Travolta, but this was it was a slow mover. Still worth watching though. Then we have O. This movie was very good. The whole twists and turns throughout the entire movie made this definitely worth watching. The cast was phenomenal. You know, Josh Hartnett, before he was relegated to whatever he's doing now. I was like, I haven't really seen him in much lately, you know, unless it's like straight to DVD stuff. I say a lot of these actors here in this movie kind of fell by the wayside for some reason or another. Then we have Flight with Denzel Washington. This was pretty good. It was way more messed up than I thought it would be. It was something else to watch, that's for sure. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it before, and the cast is phenomenal. I mean, the situation and everything is wow. Then we have Havoc. Love Anne Hathaway. You know, this was her first foray out of Disney movies. She did really good in this movie. You know, Freddie Rodriguez, I think, was kind of breaking out at this time as well. But I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it, and he was kind of stupid in this movie. But overall, it was a good movie. Definitely worth checking out if you are an Anne Hathaway fan. Then we have Havoc 2. Nowhere near as good as the first one. It was one of those blind buys I got back when I bought every new release before I had Netflix. And it was nowhere near as good as the original. I wouldn't even go out of my way to watch this. But if you want to watch it, comment down below if you have different opinions of this movie. Then we have Bobby, about the assassination of Robert Kennedy. Amazing cast. Very well written, very well directed. One of those multi-angled, multi-character kind of things, kind of like Vantage Point. Love this movie. You know, I wish Emilio Estevez would make some more movies like this. Check it out if you haven't seen it before. Then we have Twilight. One of those things I got for, you know, 50 cents in a mystery box. And I watched it. It was okay, so I kept it. I didn't own it. It wasn't fantastic. I didn't love it. I don't think I would go out of my way to watch this again. But yeah, I have it. Then of course you've got New Moon, which was probably the better of all of these movies, as far as any of them being watchable. Yep, then there's Eclipse. You know, it only goes downhill after New Moon. So, yep. Breaking Dawn Part 1. And Breaking Dawn Part 2. Not a fan of this series. Nowhere near as good as The Hunger Games. Then we have A Walk to Remember. Another blind buy I got at Goodwill. And was pleasantly surprised. It was okay. It's not Nicholas Sparks' best adaptation into a movie, but it was a good movie. You know, I'm not a... Shane West, in my opinion, is not a good enough actor to carry an entire movie by himself. So that might have been part of the reason why this movie was only average to me. But, you know, to each their own. Then we have Recount. This was an HBO movie. Very, very, very well done about the whole recount in Florida during the elections and everything. I mean, you don't realize what goes on behind the scenes until you see something like this. I'm sure I don't know if this is 100% accurate, obviously, as far as all that goes, but it definitely kind of gives you a look behind the curtain, kind of. So definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it before. Then we have The Insider with Al Pacino and Russell Crowe about the tobacco industry. And it's a long movie. It's a Michael Mann movie, you know, but it's a long one. Not Michael Mann's best work. I kind of found this one a little boring, to be honest with you. You know, it wasn't super exciting. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I'm more of a fan of Heat and Miami Vice, but... Then lastly, we have Marley and Me. Great movie. Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson did very well together. Very good movie. If you haven't seen it before, you definitely need to check it out. Some of their best work. But yeah, if you like content like this, definitely like and subscribe. Support is much appreciated. Otherwise, until next time, have a good day, guys.